Okay, your lesson for this weekend before Monday is lesson 2.1, and it's about rates, ratios, and proportions. So, on the first slide, we have some vocabulary. So pause this whenever you need to write down the vocabulary. So the first ratio, our first vocabulary word is ratio, and that's just a comparison of two quantities by division. A great example is 8/9 right here, or 8 to 9. Okay, you can write it either way, and it means the same thing. Okay, the second one is a proportion, which is basically the same thing as a ratio. It's just two ratios that are equal to one another. So here's a great example: 1/9 is equal to 2/18. If we reduced 2/18, it would be equal to 1/9. So you can see another example would be 1/3, and it's equal to 3/9. Any proportion is always equal. Okay. The third one is a rate, and that is a ratio of two quantities with different units. So here we have 34 miles over 2 gallons. And then over here we have 9 feet over 3 seconds. Notice that miles and gallons are different measurements. Feet and seconds are different measurements. Okay, and then the last one at the end of the page is a unit rate. The unit rate is it's a rate with the second quantity as 1 unit. So a good example is 36 miles for 1 hour, that's on bottom. 36 miles for 1 hour, also known as 36 miles per hour. Normally when we use unit rates and rates, we always say them with examples like this: miles per hour. That's very common. Alright, so pause these slides whenever you come to examples and read over them before we do them together. Okay? The first two examples are finding unit rates for the following. So the first one is this: Joey ate 53 and a half hot dogs in 12 minutes to win a hot dog eating contest. Find the unit rate in hot dogs per minute. Unit rates are very easy. We just start by putting 53.5. I'm going to put HD for hot dogs over 12 M for minutes. And the easiest way to find a unit rate is just to take the top number and divide it by the bottom number. So here I'm going to do 53.5 divided by 12 and see what I get. So for this problem I get 4.46 rounded off. And that would be hot dogs per minute. That would be our unit rate for Joey's hot dog eating ability. Okay, example number 2. Corey earns $52.50 in 7 hours of work at McDonald's. Find the unit rate for how much money he makes per hour. It's not very helpful for us to know that he makes $52.50 in 7 hours. What is helpful is if we can figure out how much Corey makes every hour. So what we're going to do is find the unit rate. $52.50 on top divided by 7 hours on bottom. And I'm literally just going to divide this with the calculator. That's 52.5 divided by 7, and that's 7.5. So Corey makes $7.50 per hour. So this is the unit rate for how much money Corey makes. Unit rate's very easy. Next one, converting. We will do more of this in class on Monday, but we are going to convert 17 miles to kilometers. Okay. This example says that a distance runner ran 17 miles and that we want to convert that to kilometers. So what we're going to do to convert that to kilometers is we're going to say 17 miles, and we are going to multiply that by a conversion factor, whose first quantity is kilometers and whose second quantity is miles. So the conversion factor here, I'm going to write this word up, write this down, conversion factor for this problem is 1 kilometer is equal to, or excuse me, erase that, 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Okay, so what we're going to do is multiply this, just put it over 1 and multiply it by 1.6 kilometers over 1 mile. Okay, just so you know, the diagonal measurements always need to be the same. This is miles here, and this is miles here. So since they're the same, they will cancel out, and we want that to happen every time. 17 times 1.6 is 27.2 kilometers. And so we know that 17 miles is equal to 27.2 kilometers. The next two examples, hopefully you know from the past, and that's solving proportions. To solve proportions, we're going to cross multiply. So in cross multiplying, I multiply 5 times W, 9 times 20, and what I get out of that is 9 times 20 is 180, and that's equal to 5 times W. And then to solve this for W, I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and I'll get W is equal to 36. Okay, example number 6, I'm going to cross multiply here as well. On this one, 8 times 12 is 96. And on the other side, I have the number 1 times the whole quantity x plus 10. So I would write that like this. 1 times x plus 10, and I'm going to distribute the 1. So I get 96 is equal to x plus 10. Now I want to solve it and solve the problem for x. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. When I do that, I'll get 86 is equal to x. And I always want to write it with the variable on the left side, so I write it like this, x equals 86. So those are our 3 things that we'll be doing Monday and Tuesday, and we'll be going into more depth with those, but hopefully you will learn a little bit from this video today.